everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope you're in for a new DIY inspiration. If you're new here, of course welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see, and if you do and you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Let's start this DIY. We are going to use the smaller tumbling tower blocks. Of course you will find the measurements from the bigger blocks and the smaller blocks I use in the description box down below. And of course I have here my container with everything I need for DIY, but use anything you use for your DIY. But the most important is of course the wood glue. You can use some hot glue, but always be careful. I have here some paint. Of course this is only an example. Most of the time I spray paint because I think it's a little bit easier just between all the pieces I make. I have here an old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. These are the main pieces we need for this DIY. What we're going to make, we are going to make a Christmas penguin, and of course we will see how this one turned out. And a couple of maybe a little year ago I made also a set of 2 penguins, but they were totally different, so we will see how this one turned out. And you see already the first step is on the table. We have 2 rows of 6, so 2 rows of 6. We do lay them flat on the table and we just do the smallest line. We do a little bit of glue and we just row them together this way. You do it over here and on this one. And I do it as fast as I can. And the last is of course the closure up. We're going to squeeze it from the inside to the outside. And at the end we're going to press it together this way. We're going to get our wet towel and we're going to wipe away the glue, and we do very fast, place it straight up, clean up our mat and do, of course not this side, and we do the other side. Clean it up, go back and make sure that you have a nice straight line. And you do here the same. Do it fast, place it straight up, place it on this side and do the back side. And go back and make sure that you have a nice straight line. And now you're going to give it only a half minute. So now you're going to get one piece and you just easy do some glue on this one. Make sure that you have on each block a little bit of glue. You place this one on top, place it straight up, and you're going to press it together. Feel with your fingers and the side, and also go back and place it down. Press it, place it up again, and make sure that you have a nice straight line. And we're going to let this dry in. So now we have 1 row of 7 and we're going to glue them also together this way. And we're going to build the penguin from the underside up, and this one, and this will be a little bit of a bigger one because we're going to use it for the inside. You can make a little display inside, you can do anything, you can do some light inside, just what you want. We're going to wipe it clean, place it straight up and do it fast, and do the back side. Because when you do it fast, it doesn't break the less as can, but of course if it breaks, just glue it together again. And we're going to give it a half minute. So now we have our double block we just made. We place it down, we do some glue on this whole block, over here and over here. Make sure that everything has a little bit of glue. Place it straight up and place this one in front. And press it together, not too hard because it is not dry yet. Just do it gently and just make one piece out of it. And we're going to place it on the side. And we do the next step. So now we go one side of the penguins, the underside is 14 blocks of 2. So 14 blocks of 2, and there's only one side. So what we're going to do, we do easy, do some glue on the side, and you just row them together this way on the smallest line of the block, over here and this one. And you can make it as thick as you like. Of course I do 2 blocks, but you can do also maybe a little bigger, do 3 if you like that better. But I want to have as much space as I can have to decorate for the inside of the body. So again, this one and number 13 and 14. And now it's very easy. We're just going to press all of them together. We're going to turn them, press them, turn them, press them. Oh, you see already. And we're going to make sure that everything is sticking nicely together. And it is very warm here in the Netherlands. So my wood glue is drying really slow. He stays really yeah, how you call it? We call it, I think you call it smooth, maybe. It runs really hard out. Normally it's a little bit thicker, but through the wand it is a little bit thinner. So I'm going to clean it up and I'm going to do the back side also, and then we're going to let it dry for at least a couple of minutes. So you see you have your 14 pieces of 2, and I'm going to place them on my other mat to dry a little, and then we're going to do the other side. So as you see already on the table are again a set of 14 pieces of 2, because we also need an other side of our penguin. And then we are almost at the top of the body of the penguin. And then we go further, of course, with his head. And first we're going to build always the underside so everything can dry in once. So again, over here, the last 4, over here, and this one. And now again, I'm going to turn them, squeeze them, and of course, let them dry in when I clean them. So we did let dry the second set of 14 pieces of 2. We let them dry. We are going to take 8 pieces, and we just very easy do some glue on 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on number 6, number 7, and now we place them on top of each other, this way, this way, this way, and this way. These are 7, and number 8 is this one. So we're going to place it down, and we're gently going to squeeze it. So this way, and always go back. Make sure that you have a nice straight line. We're going to clean it up a little, the best as we can. Over here and over here, and then place it down also because you want to have a flat side. Place it back up again. And then you're going to let this dry. So, and here we have our second set of 14 pieces of 2. And we do the same. We have here already 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to do the same. We do some glue. Over here, over here, over here, over here, and this way, and number 7. And you go again the same, place them on top of each other this way, and this is number 8. And you're just going to place it straight up. You're going to, you see already they want to escape. You do press them, and this way, make sure that they stay in place. Press it together, place it down, and this way. And we're going to clean it up the best as we can. Place it straight up again. And this side also. And now we're going to place it straight up, and we're going to let this dry in also, both of the pieces, because now we have 2 pieces. We're going to let this dry in, I think maybe 15 minutes. So if everything is correctly, you have the pieces of this one, which is the 822. You have there 2 of them over here. You have 6 loose pieces of 2 here, 6 loose pieces of 2 here. And you have your underpiece you just made is the 2 times 6 and the 1 times 7. You just place this over here. You get one of the double package, and of course you're going to do some glue over here, and you glue it on this one, but halfway the last block. So the last block is halfway sticking out, and I show it to you in a moment a little better. So I'm going to get also one of this one, and I'm going to place this one also halfway, so he's sticking out only in half block. You do here the same. Place it down, and you just make sure that it sticks out only a half block. You have here, of course this one, you have here the same. And it's also sticking out a half block. And the last, number 3, we do also over here. And we place it also halfway on this one again. So a kind of little stair, and I do the last of this one over here. And we place it also halfway, and we're going to press it, but gently. And of course, if you look now on this side, you see a little bit of glue running off the stair. And I'm just going to get my brush like this, and I'm going to make it wet, and I'm going to wipe away the glue which is sticking out on the sides over here and over here. And then we're going to let it dry in for only a couple of minutes. So now we have here our bottom with our 3 pieces which are going this way and this way. So we're going to get one of our set of the 8 double blocks. We go have our 3 loose ones. What we're going to do, we do some glue on this one and make sure that we glue it halfway sticking out on this side. So only halfway. Make sure that you press it, and you do again on this one over here, and you just make sure that it's sticking out also and halfway over here. And the last, and you let it stick out this one halfway. And of course make sure that you press it together, but be gentle because it's still not totally dry. We're going to get the brush again and we wipe away which is sticking out on this side over here. And of course we're going to look on this side, and we're going to let this dry over here. You get another block, and be sure that you place this one to the inside. This goes over here, this goes this way, and make sure that we do this one this way, or else he doesn't come together, and we want that he's coming together again. So again, we do some glue, place it halfway this way, and we do here the same, halfway, and again press it together, and the last halfway, and again press it together again. And now we're going to let this dry in also, and of course we're going to clean up the glue which is sticking out, but then we're going to give it some rest for a couple of minutes. So now if everything is correctly, you have 2 pieces of this one, so 2 pieces which is bowing this way, and of course you can also turn it over and then you have the same, and you have one of this one, the bottom. What we're going to do, we're going to do some glue. You see already we want to have this halfway and this halfway, so we do some glue on this side, over here, and on this side over here, place it down, and we place this one halfway, press it together, and we have this more to the inside halfway over here. And of course you see already I don't do it right. You see already I have to look better over here because he needs of course on the outside and not on the inside. He needs to be over here. And again we're going to press it, and now we get kind of a little belly. So we're going to let this dry in for at least an hour, but we go further with the top side. So now we have the belly, but we have to close it. So we have a block of 7, so a row of 7 blocks, and we just simply place them flat on the table and just row them together. Very easy. This way and this way. And now we're going to squeeze it from the inside to the outside, and we're going to clean up this way, and then we place it straight up, clean up the underside and do the back side also. Go back, make sure that you have a nice straight line, and you're going to squeeze it. And now we're going to make a row of 6, so very easy also this way. And you do flat on the table again, and you also do this way, row them together the same like we did with the other one, and you're going to squeeze them also from the inside to the outside this way, and you're going to clean it up and let it dry in, both of them a couple of minutes, not too long. Over here and do the back side, go back, make sure that you have a nice straight line. If you have a carpenter square, of course you already know it, then you just place it down, so this way. So now we're going to do some glue on the one of 6. One is a little bit higher than the other one. You see already I stay on my glue this way, and I'm going to place it on top of here place it straight up, and if everything is correctly, you have it halfway again of this block also. So we always work with half pieces which are sticking out. And again, you're going to squeeze it, place it down, and again, put these and do it straight up again to be sure that everything has the shape you like. Give it only a couple of minutes. So now we're going to get our half belly again, and of course we have here the 6th row, the 7th row, and we're going to do on the 1 of 7, we do 1.5 block, we do with some glue. So only a little over here, so this way, and now we're going to place it this way and on top of here, and if everything is correctly, again you're going to get with your half blocks, again press it together, but be careful because nothing is totally dry yet, especially if you have the warm weather that I have. So again, and we're going to let this dry in, but not before we're going to wipe away the glue which is sticking out in between the pieces over here and over here and this one. And now I'm going to place this aside, and we're going to go further with building the head. So now we're going to build the head, and the head we're going to glue all the pieces, and then we're going to glue together, and then I show you exactly the steps we need to make. But first we're going to make the little planks. We have 1 of 3, 1 of 4, 3 of 5, and 2 of 6. So that's the first we're going to make. So 1 of 2, 1 of 2, 1 of 3, and of course 1 of 4, and this way, and you just row them simply together. Now we have 3 of 5 we need for his head, and of course not glued together in once. So we're just going to make only the pieces, and then we're going to stick it together. And this is number 3 of the 5 over here, and now we need only the 2 of 6, and then we're going to make the bigger rows again over here, and the last of 6, and we're going to squeeze it from the inside to the outside, from the inside to the outside, and always go back to press it together. Now we have the 3 of 5, press it together this way, press it together, and over here this way, and number 3 and number 4. We're going to clean it up and do the back side also, and give it a couple of minutes drying. So now we placed our other piece we just made straight up, and now we only need for the head is 2 sets of 7 and 2 sets of 8, and we're going to make this one also. I'm just going to do the glue away, and we just make very easy the 2 sets of 7, also the same like we did the other ones. It is just a lot of rowing together this way, and of course this one. And let me know if you already made this kind of penguin already earlier. I didn't. The other one were totally different, and that was my first try for a penguin. So I'm just going to try this way. I don't know if I like it, we will see. But what I see right now, I like little displays making inside of pieces, and you can make little displays inside. Like I told you, you can do some lights inside, just whatever you like. You can make it for if you like gold or silver, so you don't have to do it the way I do it in a moment. The coloring, you can change it up any way you like. For everyone their own taste. Again, we're going to squeeze it, and you can use it for the Christmas season, you can use it for the winter season. You can even, if you can spray paint gold or silver, you can use it all year round. And again, you're going to squeeze it, and we're going to wipe away the glue from the top side. Do it fast, place it straight up, clean up your mat, and do the back side also. I'm going to do the other 3 also. So now we have all our pieces standing up here. We're going to take 2 sets of 5. So we're going to start with 2 sets of 5. We do some glue this way, and we place them on top of each other this way. Squeeze it, and feel with your fingers that you still have a nice straight line. you get 1 of 6. And this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is too much. I think this one. We have here, yeah, this is 1 of 6. So we do this one down. We do some glue over here. Place it straight up and the 1 of 6 in front. Over here, press it together. This way. Now we get 1 of 7 and this is this one. We're just going to do some glue also over here, but be sure that you don't do it too much. Over here. And we simply just press it together this way. Now we go 1 of 8. And I think this one is a 1 of 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it is. We place this one down. We do some glue. This is easier to do than what I did earlier. So we place it straight up and we're going to do. And you see, we're going to still have half blocks which we are going to go to the sides. Now we get 1 of 7 again. And this is 1 of 7 again. At least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not 1 of 7 again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the number 7. So we're going to do some glue over here. And we're going to place this one in front of here. Now we do again 1 of 6. And you see already I make a mistake. I'm counting, but this one needs to not to come over here. No, it doesn't. This one needs to come over here. So, because I have 2 of 8 in between. Again, we're going to place this one. So you get 2 of 5, 1 of 6, 1 of 7, and 2 of 8. And then it's very easy. You already guessed. Then the 1 of 7 in front of here. Then we go for the 1 of 6. Very easy. We place this one in front of here. Now we get the 1 of 5. Over here. Now we get the 1 of 4. Over here. And the 1 of 3. And now we're going to press it together and look if we have all pieces and half block apart from each other. That's now easier to look at. This way. And you're going to press it together. Make sure, feel with the sides, feel with this side. And again, you're going to gently wipe away the glue over here. And of course, I'm going to look the sides also with my brush. So if everything is correctly, you have now this piece. This is the bigger one. And you have his head. We're going to turn it this way because my mat is not bigger. So I have to do it this way. I'm going to turn it to the pieces of 5. So glue it on the row of 5. You just simply go over here. Make sure that you have some glue. A little on each block. And what you're going to do, you're going to place it down this way. And you're just going to place it in the middle. You just press it together this way. And now you're going to let it dry for at least an hour. So now we have the shape of the penguin, and of course we try to make the wings on the side. And of course that's why I think you already noticed we are going to try to do it without sewing, because not everyone has a jigsaw or something else. So I always try to do it without sewing. I hope I can make it. So now we have a set of 2, a set of 7, and a set of 3. This one is the set of 2. We're going to glue them on top of here. We do here some glue on this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And we're going to place them down on the side and row them together this way and over here. And this way you're going to squeeze it together. And you place this one on the side and squeeze it. This one we leave only the sides and this one. And we make a flat piece of 3. This way we're going to clean up the glue, wipe away this side, and of course do the back side also. Go back and make sure that you have a straight line. You do here the same. Do the back side also over here. You do the set of 7, clean it up, get it off your mat, and do the back side also. And this is for 1 wing. we're going to press it this way and we're going to let it dry in for a half minute. So now we have our sets. We're going to place this one over here, the one of 7. We have the one of 3 and we are going to do some glue over here and we place it on the side exactly in the middle. You also can place it down and give it then some pressure and then place it straight up. Then you have the same this way. So you get this. Place it over here again. And now we get the one of 2 and we're going to glue it halfway. So we do some glue on the inside over here and we just glue this one halfway. And now we're going to let this dry in for a little moment. So now we're going to do the other wing and it's also one of 2. You place it on top over here. You do one of 7. Just row them this way and this way and you're just going to place them on the side this way and over here. You're going to squeeze it a little and we have the one of 3. I'm sorry you hear an airplane coming over, but normally he doesn't, but he is now coming over here again. So again, I'm sorry if you hear the noise, and I'm going to squeeze this one. Also, I'm going to clean it up and do the same like this one. So again, you get the one of 3 over here and you place it on the side, squeeze it and just place it on top of here and give it a little moment of drying. So now you do a little glue on the inside line over here and you place this one also halfway, but to this side. And again, give it some pressure and we're going to let it dry in for a little moment before we're going to glue it on our penguin. So you see already it's a little bit different, of course, because my mat was a little too small, so I have to do it this way. What we're going to do, we have our rings, but we are going to glue it on top of here. So we do some glue over here on this side and we just glue it on the side over here and give it some pressure over here. I feel with my fingers and remove the glue, so this way. And we do here the same. We do some glue on this side and we place it also on the side over here and press it together and this way. And now we're going to get some loose block because I don't like, this is really strange if you glue it over here. So I'm going to get some glue on this side, a loose block, and over here I do some glue and I just fill it in over here. I do some glue on this side and of course I have to look and on this side, and I'm going to do it on this side and fill it in over here. And I still don't like it, so I'm going to build also one over here. Some glue, and so you can do it at your own taste until you are happy how the shape is turned to. And I think I'm going to go also for this one. And you see, you're just easy building it up, and then it costs a little bit blocks extra, but that's what DIYing is also. And you can even go, if you like it a little bit better this way, then he has a really rounding, so I'm going to go for that one. So over here, and it's so easy to do. You just fill it in with your blocks on this side and on this side. And I'm going to easy build it in over here. I'm going to get another one over here and over here. And we fill it in here. And another one. And the last, oh, you see already the last piece. But you don't have to do it the way I do it. You can change it up any way you like. And even maybe for people who like it seen a little better this way, you can also go for the one inside of you. I think I like that, because or else I think this a little bit too, yeah, boxy you call it. At least not too, not a nice shape. So now I like it better. Again over here and over here. And fill it in on this one. And now I'm happy with the shape, how it's looking like. The only thing what we need to do is we're going to get a loose block and we do this on the ending, totally at the ending. So we do some glue only here and we place it on the inside over here. So we're going to give it a little bit of pressure and we do here the same, a small one, but on the inside on this side. So over here, and of course in a moment I show it to you, when it's dried up a little, I show it to you a little bit better. So you see already, now we have a little of the base of our penguin, and of course it looks really a little strange for a penguin right now, but if you paint it you will see it change up by the moment. So what we're going to do, we're going to make his feet, and I keep the feet very simple. I'm just going to do 2 sets of 2, so very like this. We're doing some glue on this side, glue it together on this side, and of course you can change the feet up any way you like. You can make them as big, small, you can do some toes on side of it, so you do whatever you think is right. I keep mine simple because I decorate already a little the inside and then it's already busy enough of itself. And again, we're going to let it dry in for a little moment. So now we have our 2 pieces and we're going to do some glue on the top side over here, and we just glue it at the ending over here. Make sure that you squeeze it against each other and that it is a straight line. You do here the same, do some glue on the tops over here, and you feel with your fingers and you just press them together this way. I keep it, like I told you, simple, but you can make some toes around here, so do whatever you think is right. But I love a little bit more of the simpleness, and now it looks strange, but when you paint everything it looks much different. So I'm going to get my brush again, I'm going to make it wet this way, and I'm going to go over it and I'm going to wipe away the glue, and I'm going to let this dry in, and then I'm going to do again for some piece for the nose, because I want to have the nose a little bit sticking out. So now I'm going to make already my nose because I want the nose to stick out. So I'm going to do 3 blocks. I'm going to press it together this way, and I'm going to let it dry in for at least an hour because I need to cut off a little pieces, not too much. You can do it easy with a handsaw, so don't worry. Or you have maybe some cutter you can use, because we only need to cut out a little piece, but we're going to let this dry in first. So my feet are dried also. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go outside, at least to my garage, and I'm going to spray paint it in totally in black. And then I'm going to give some white later and a little bit on the feet. But for now, the first base I'm going to do is totally black. So, and you see already, he is now totally in the black. I have here my orange color because I'm going to do the feet in orange. Of course, you can choose any color you like. I'm just choosing for this one. I hope this one is at least a little bit of the darker orange. I will see. Now else I'm going to mix it a little. I'm just going to get a small brush, and just dab it in this way. And I'm just going to gently go over it because you see, when you have a black undercoat, then the orange gets a little bit darker, and that's what I like. But if you want to have it brighter, totally fine too. I take my time to do only the 2 feet. So my feet are orange, at least already 1 layer of orange. Maybe I do a second one, but I like a little bit of the distressed look. But it's not everyone's cup of tea, I know. So I have here some white paint, and of course I'm going to get my old brush because you see already this is a really old one, so I can easily dab it in because I'm going to go around the rounding over here and on his head. So I will see how white I'm going to do it. You see that in a moment, but I have to look for which I like best. If I'm going to pull it through to until here, or if I only do it here and only here, I will have to see. But I'm going to do it white, and you see in a moment how it's really looking. So, and you see, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to make a little bit kind of a round face. And of course, I just did a round over here, but I make this on the side a little rounder. Then it looks also more like a belly. So You can easily work with some paint. You can easily trick a little bit of the shape. So you can easily go to do it this way. So I'm going to let it dry in, and then we're going to do some nose and some eyes. So in the meantime, while of course the penguin is drying, we have still our piece of 3. If everything is correctly, you just get a marker and you're just going to make little rounds over here, just that you can cut off a corner over here. You do it on this side also, a little corner, just a little bit around. You can do it with a hand saw, you can do it with some figure saw, I don't know how you call it in English. And then you take the middle of the middle block and you just go to this point over here, and you go from this point until this point. So you get a little bit kind of like a triangle, but a little bit with rounding. So not a really point triangle, but just with little shapes of rounding. But you can easily make this also from cardboard. So if you don't want to do the whole piece with sawing and thing, I totally understand, just make it from cardboard. And I'm going to get 2 half wooden beads, and I'm going to paint them in the black color for eyes. So you see already, this is how the nose turned out, and it is a little bit of work only when you have to cut out a little piece. So if you use the cardboard, totally understand. I have here also 2 half wooden beads, and you also can use some piece of cardboard for this. I'm going to give both of them first a base coat with the black spray paint, the same like I did with the penguin itself, and then I'm going to paint this one orange. So you see, I have now my nose black and I have my eyes black, and of course the nose I'm going to do in the orange color, so he gets a little bit of the distressed color, the same like he has his feet, and I like that, but you can totally paint it in a different color. And then we are almost finished, because I have to decorate the display, but the base of the penguin is already standing then. So our last step will be, of course, we're going to place our nose, and I'm just going to lay it down to look for where I want to have it. I'm not going to glue it yet, and I'm going to get my eyes, and of course also I'm only going to place them over here where I think I want to have them. And if I'm happy with the shape, then I'm going to glue it on top. But everyone has a different shape and like a different piece. So go check it out, and of course make your own decisions in this piece. And you see in a moment the quick impression. And here you see finally the quick impression of my tumbling tower blocks penguin. And of course it is a little bit different, and the next time I will do the nose a little bit smaller, or else the white round a little bit bigger. That's also an option. But of course for now I'm happy how he turned out, but you can give your own twist on it. Everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoyed it also, and if you do and you're not subscribed to my channel, of course I hope you will click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and hit the bell, so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Everyone have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!